In the spring of 1973, Enfield, Illinois, was the kind of place where nothing strange ever happened. A quiet farming town, a handful of houses, long stretches of empty road. People there didn't lock their doors, and they didn't scare easily. Henry McDaniel was one of those people. A railroad worker, a father, a man who had lived in Enfield his whole life. On the night of May 25th, he was sitting inside his small home when his children told him they heard something scratching at the outside of the house. Henry brushed it off. Probably a stray dog, maybe a raccoon. Nothing worth worrying about. But a few minutes later, the scratching came back, louder this time, more deliberate, like whatever was outside wasn't just passing by. It wanted in. Henry walked to the front door, annoyed but calm. He swung it open, and everything changed. Standing just beyond the porch light, crouched low in the weeds, was a creature Henry had never seen before. It was thin, painfully thin, with gray skin stretched tight over its bones. It stood about 5 feet tall, with 2 short arms hanging stiffly at its sides. But what froze Henry in place were its legs. It had 3 of them, not spaced apart like a tripod, not arranged like an animal born with an extra limb. They were clustered together, fused like the creature had grown wrong. And above those legs were 2 glowing red eyes, staring directly at him. The creature let out a sound, a mix between a hiss and a scream, something that didn't belong to any animal Henry knew. Instinct kicked in. He slammed the door, grabbed his pistol, and threw it open again. The creature didn't attack. It didn't run like a normal animal. It bounded away, covering nearly 50 feet in just 3 massive leaps, disappearing into the darkness like it had been launched. Henry called the police immediately. When officers arrived, they found Henry shaken in a way they had never seen. They searched the yard and found footprints. Small, circular impressions, almost like hooves, but too round and too deep to match any local wildlife. They also found scratches on the siding of the house, long and jagged, as if something with claws had tried to pry its way inside. Henry gave his statement. He didn't stutter. He didn't exaggerate. He didn't back down. He told them exactly what he saw, and he wasn't the only one. The very next night, 2 boys walking near an old railroad track reported seeing the same creature. They said it moved like a kangaroo, but wrong, jerky, twisted, like its joints didn't bend the way they should. A farmer living a mile away claimed he heard something screaming in the woods, a sound that didn't match any animal he'd ever hunted. Then came the strangest report. A group of teenagers said they saw the creature climbing a tree, using all 3 legs like arms, pulling itself upward with unnatural strength. They ran home and refused to go back outside. The town changed overnight. People stayed inside after dark. Parents kept their kids close. Police increased patrols. And Henry? He slept with his pistol on the nightstand. 3 days after the first sighting, Henry heard the scratching again, this time at the back door. He approached slowly, listening. The scratching stopped. Then he heard breathing on the other side of the door. Slow, heavy, intentional. Henry backed away. Whatever was out there, it remembered him. When he finally opened the door, the creature was gone. But the same circular footprints were pressed into the dirt, leading away into the woods behind his house. Over the next week, sightings exploded. People described the same details. 3 legs, red glowing eyes, fast, unnatural movement, a screeching hiss, hoof-like prints, tree climbing, watching houses at night. Local police eventually called in state investigators. They searched the woods, the fields, the abandoned railroad line. They found nothing. No body. No tracks beyond the immediate area. No explanation. The official report labeled it simply, "Unidentified creature." And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the monster vanished. No more scratching. No more screams in the woods. No more sightings. Some people said it was an escaped exotic animal. Others said it was a mutated deer. A few whispered that it wasn't from this world at all. But Henry McDaniel never changed his story. Not once. Not ever. Until the day he died, he insisted. That thing wasn't an animal. It wasn't human. It was something else.